2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And Brooklyn is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Nets will be going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And in today's game, size and reach are a premium. Shaq, Hassan Whiteside, while standing on the floor, can grab the rim with both hands.
Wow, Whiteside led the league in block shots in 2016. He averaged more blocks in the league than we had seen in 15 years.
What? 15 years?
Wow.
Wow, that's impressive. But physically, he has all the tools, Ernie. And that, being able to stand and touch the rim without jumping, for him, it's all about mental now. He has the physical tools.
Look at me, though. I'm sitting in a chair and got the rim with both hands.
No.
What's the big deal?
Okay.
What's the big deal?
Because that
What
rim
is the big deal?
The rim is 3
You know what
feet
I'm gonna
tall.
do one
What
day,
is the
Ernie?
big deal? What are you going to do one day?
I'm going to call Joel and tell him to put Elevator Ernie inside this game so people can see your hops.
That would be good.
It really would be
That
good.
would be good. Can I put my arms down now?
Yes.
Is the rim still there?
Yes.
But traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn. Our setting tonight. And thank you for joining us for this Valentine's Day presentation of the NBA. It's a matchup you're going to love. Right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. We've got the Washington Wizards taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, the fallout from the Nets trade with the Celtics in 2013, of course, is still being felt all around the league, and GMs are very reluctant now to surrender first-round picks unless they receive major league talent in return. Nobody out there wants to be embarrassed, Kevin, on or off the floor.
Yeah, some lean years in Brooklyn, partially as a result of that transaction. David, as always, thank you. Well, tonight a battle between two very talented front courts, Doris. This could get pretty physical.
Well, this is a night, Kevin, to me, where the officials could dictate the level of physicality. They know that both teams have big, burly guys up front, that these guys like to engage physically, and so how is the game officiated, particularly at the start? That could set the tone for what could be a cage match.
Personally, do you like those kind of games, Doris?
I like a certain level of physicality, Kevin. I do think that we've cleaned up the perimeter game. I think officiating is such a nuanced deal that the best officials understand innately how something should be called.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, they've got Porter. Bridges out there with Wall. Then it's Joel Embiid. From deep three-point range, the long-distance three is buried.
Well, Alan Crabb continues to develop his skill, and that's a pretty pass right there.
Pass to Embiid. Count that bucket.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation. Something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close-range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
And the Nets with possession here after the made shot from Joel Embiid and the foul on the monster. That's his first foul.
And that's a quick foul for him there. Looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Bridges with the steal. Here's Porter. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Yeah, I think Porter's good enough shooter to be a zone buster, able to find the seams, hit the mid-range.
Bridges against Russell. Shoots over Bridges, and Russell gets it to go. Russell's got his first bucket of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's Bridges. No good from outside. And here are the Nets. They went to Washington for their last meeting with the Wizards, and they came out with the win.
And they really squeaked out a close one. And that last matchup came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Russell kicks to Beasley. Just 4 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Beasley's got his first points of the game.
That's a great beginning. 3 for 3 from the floor.
Bridges against Russell. And it's sent back by Russell. Here's Gallagher. Oh, good with the triple.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
Here's Wall. Here's Embiid. Excellent D there from Allen.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. That sends Otto Porter Jr. to the free throw line. That one is on Beasley. Now here's Beasley. He's definitely not pleased how he played against Philadelphia. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. For Beasley, as most people know, Doris, it's been a wild ride getting here.
It certainly has, Kevin, but the talent was undeniable, right? Let's remember this guy was a former number 2 overall pick. Reality is, though, he had to spend some time in China. He needed an adjustment to both his game and his attitude.
Another one falls for Brooklyn.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Wizards trail by 6. Outside, Wall. Kicks it to Bridges. Poked away. Grab with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Nailed from three-point land. Russell's got 5 now.
Well, it's key that you've got to maintain concentration throughout the game. And D'Angelo Russell, nice job in the catch and shoot.
Here's Embiid, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Well, we're about halfway through the season outdoors. It's no longer new. The playoffs are still a ways away. Seems like a time when players can start to lose focus.
No doubt, Kevin. You have that sense that maybe the All-Star break is coming or going, and you still have that fight you've got to get through, the February, March doldrums. But this is why coaches always talk about, let's play in the moment. Let's not worry about the result. What you can do every day, each moment. When you can do those kinds of things and just lock in on small tasks, then you've got a team that can contend.
Good coaches always seem to steer their teams in the right direction at this time of the year.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
And Washington making a change here. Gobert's checked in. So timeout called here. The first for Washington.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
And I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Brooklyn. They're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs. And, of course, Washington right on their tail, vying to move up and take over if they get the chance.
And when I look at Washington, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, this is where the pressure really starts to build. Any little slip-up between here and the end of the season, and they could find themselves sitting at home for the playoffs.
And it's Beasley in the corner. The offensive rebound.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
Here's Russell after the basket by Washington. Floats it up for Beasley. Gobert pulls it in.
And that was almost one for the highlights. The long-distance alley-oop, just a fraction off the mark.
Wall's shot is off.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
Clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Wizards trail by 7. Bridges with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Bulls in Chicago.
And I felt like his offense fed right into his D. He caused a bunch of turnovers. There was just no let up in him all night.
Here's Bridges. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
The lead pushed to double digits. He's got 12.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Trav, good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And the slam dunk by Wall.
And you see the remarkable athleticism of John Wall sailing in for the flush.
Here's Kraft. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia.
His passing definitely came into play as well, Kev. He was very unselfish, really kept the ball moving.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. D'Angelo Russell, the lefty playmaker out of Ohio State. Doris, a lot to like about his ability to create.
Well, he certainly, Kevin, has a nose for scoring and combines that with good vision. I think the one thing he's got to be careful of is shot selection and taking care of the basketball.
LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Rudy Gobert. He's putting up 9 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
Here's Temple. 9 points last game out. The steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Russell with the 3, and the Nets another 3.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And here's Wall. Really disappointing game for him in that loss to Chicago. Deflects the pass. Russell high post. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
Well, I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit.
Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
Hits it from three-point range.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
You know, I'm surprised the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. You know, that's their preferred weapon tonight.
Now, here's Wall. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game.
Now, how about that finish by John Wall? The defense was not bad. He's just that good.
Here's Russell. Crab, no good.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Somebody came to play tonight. 6 out of his first 7.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Washington Wizards. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And no matter how well you defend, when you shoot that poorly, it's going to be a very difficult challenge for you to get a win.
Yeah, I thought too many hard shots. I don't know whether it was a question of strategy or if guys were just unwilling to work for something better.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Allen against Gobert. And Allen with the block. And he's able to get it back. Yep, it counts.
Well, there's a certain amount of awareness that you're responsible for having when you're Rudy Gobert, and he makes excellent use of his size right there.
Now, here is Russell. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. And the pass to LeVert. To the paint. And Allen slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Here's Temple. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And the officials call a traveling violation. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Nets.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
Pass to Crab. Right side Russell to the middle. It's deflected. Stolen by Ellis. Here's Temple. He's guarded by Russell. Over to the left wing. Here's Wall on the money from 12 feet away. Wall's got 6 points.
This is an important aspect of John Wall's overall skill set. That ability to be effective in the mid-range, important.
To the middle.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. .106 left to play in the first. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 9 points in the game so far.
It always helps when John Wall is knocking home that triple. The dribble drive ability has always been there. Now, look out, the balance in his game.
It's stolen by Jefferson. Now here's Gobert. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Ellis finds Wall. 5 on the clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been, hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
Knocks it loose. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And Washington making a change here. Hollins has checked in. Here's Randall. 9 points last game. Knocks it loose. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. There's 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Gallagher. He's still up. Now he is 9 of 10.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Wall, that's a 2-pointer, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in.
Well, you love the activity of Karis LeVert. He's just trying to bother the offensive player and does a good job there.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And we'll be back with you shortly. Coming to the Brooklyn Nets in 2017, Alan Krabs saw the opportunity.
Being a Net for me, man, is just great. You know, it's good for my future. It's good for my career. I think they did whatever they had to do in order to get me. So why wouldn't you want to play for an organization like that, man?
Clearly, this team values Crabbe, and Greg, what he gives them.
And no question, Crabbe is a floor spacer who also defends at a high level, a versatile player.
And we resume our Valentine's Day broadcast. Glad to have you with us. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
They have smothered every opportunity, it feels like. The other team has got to be nervous on field goal attempts.
And for the Wizards, they've got Jefferson, also Ellis out there. And it's Wall in at the shooting guard.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. It's the Nets now after the basket by Washington. Randall left side. Pass to LeVert. Takes the three. Rebounded by Temple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Wall. Embiid, he's checked in for Jefferson. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Ellis surveying the D. Just 5 to shoot for 3. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Gallagher, he's guarded by Ellis. Here's Gallagher. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. 26 points for him.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Now here's Wall. He's got 11. And Embiid throws it down.
There is a reason John Wall's name is always at the top of the leaderboard in assists in the NBA. Understanding how to dissect a defense.
To the paint. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded. I'll tell you, with that being a second foul, now you've got to be more careful. You can't give the officials any excuse to whistle him for number 3 before the end of this half.
Beasley's checked in for the Nets. And a switcher also for Washington. Bridges checks in. Here's Temple. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's LeVert. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And one of the trademarks of the many best point guards in the league, their ability to score in addition to distribute. So Here now, a look at the top scoring point guards this season. You take a look at Bridges, second in the league, having an excellent season. And, of course, D'Angelo Russell.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and put points up while they find ways to get the rest of the team involved. Really the complete package.
You know, they truly are. Whether it's one-on-one situations or staying within that team framework, that is a gifted group offensively. And, you know, you said it. Their ability to put up big points from the one guard spot is what really sets them apart.
We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Washington. Wizards trail by 16. Bridges kicks to Porter, passes it to Hollins. A three-pointer off the mark. Brooklyn's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. For Washington, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. And yes, it's good. That's 7 points for Otto Porter Jr.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the basket by Otto Porter. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Nets lead by 17.
Well, what a combination of size and touch that makes him a nightmare matchup from three-point range. Wow.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. To the inside, Beasley makes it off the glass. Beasley's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Now, here's Porter. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
Yeah, Kev, he was a standout on the backboards that night and got a number of big rebounds.
So it's Brooklyn now after the basket by Washington. To Roma, defended by Bridges. And there's the pass to Kay. And the Nets, another 3.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now, here's Bridges, guarded closely. Dishes it to Temple. To the inside. Here's Embiid. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Embiid's got 8.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And it's Beasley. That time in the assist from Randall. 10 points for Michael Beasley.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Here's Embiid. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago. Here's Bridges. The long distance 3 is buried. He has 7.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
To the middle, Embiid with the steal. A floater. It's deflected. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Beasley for 3. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Porter against Beasley. Got a hand on it. They recover it. Bridges shot. Good.
I tell you, get the feeling he's only going to get better as this game wears on. That first quarter was good. His second quarter has been great.
Poke loose. Lets it go with the three. And the Nets, another three.
Where they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Temple. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Now Bridges. In it goes for the 5th time in 10 shots for him this game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Pass to LeVert. The Nets working the ball around now. 4 on the clock. Here's Beasley, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. A lot of guys can take over a game, Doris, at a moment's notice. Snap of your finger. In your mind, who goes that quickly into that zone and takes over like that?
I'll tell you this. The guy who comes first to my mind is Klay Thompson. I mean, what we've seen this guy achieve in a 12-minute quarter and the speed with which the ball from the touch of his fingertips to the release is incredible. Damian Lillard, another guy, doesn't get it off quite as fast as Klay, but can put 20-30 in a quarter in a heartbeat. Guys like Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, when they start cooking, boy, you better step out that kitchen because you're going to be in trouble, Kevin.
Well said.
I'll tell you, that's aggressive passing. Threading it down low and setting up the bucket inside. Really nice.
Now, here's Bridges. He's guarded closely. He kicks it to Temple. Timmerman. He's defended by Randall. Here's Timmerman. That one falls.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Nets leading by 18. And the foul on the monster. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A 4th would be inexcusable.
And the Nets making a change here. Crabs checked in. And Brooklyn has possession. 22 is their biggest lead. Allen passes to Russell. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Russell's got 13 points.
An aggressive pick-and-roll player is D'Angelo Russell, and you can see he's just starting to figure it all out, guys.
Now, here's Bridges. 14 points for him. And there's a foul called on Alan Grant. That's his 1st foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Bridges against Russell. The 15-footer. Russell knocks it away. Porter against Beasley. Outside, Russell fires the 3. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
You're just assuming at this point every shot he takes it's going to go in. What a shooting performance.
Now, here's Bridges. Outside, Porter. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. In the 3rd position, the Wizards.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Here is Porter. He's got 7 on the clock. Over Crabbe.
Well, there's a length and timing and anticipation. Alan Crabbe being a factor on the defensive end right now.
Russell with a wide open look. Again, the Nets for 2.
Boy, the consistency he's had tonight has been impressive. Really steady from the field.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions
Right now, they need the basket.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Both teams will make substitutions. Washington's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Wall kicks it to Gobert. Ellis against Beasley. Shot to stop the run. Ellis can't get it to go. And Joe Allen will bring it up for the Nets, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And with your defense, one part's your ability, the other, though, is effort, and that one they showed neither.
No, there's no question, Greg. I thought their defensive intensity was lacking from the outset. It looked like they were just hoping the other team would miss. Well, guys, his scoring has been maybe the biggest factor in building this lead, and he's got plenty of energy left.
It's stolen by Allen. Here's Gallagher. Rebound by the Wizards.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Well, we call that crowding the shooter, right? You don't give up an inch. It's just perfect defense.
And the slam dunk by Russell.
When D'Angelo Russell has that offensive game working, you just want to play through him.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Pass to Wall. Lets the three fly, but they get it back. Jefferson kicks to Bridges. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beasley. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Sunday, they'll defend home court against the Orlando Magic.
And that one against the Raptors, even though they should get the win, I would expect it to be a bit of a battle. Just because they are favored doesn't mean it's an automatic W. And things starting to click from three-point land. Nothing in the first quarter, but he's hit 3 triples here in the second.
Crabbe kicks to Russell. He's still up. Now he is 9 of 10.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Ball's knocked loose. 26 seconds left in the second quarter. 6 to shoot. Washington has gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter. 4 for 8. Passes it to Crabbe to the inside. Off target at the rim.
He does the hard part, gets through the defense all the way to the rim. I thought the finish would be the easy part.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Nets out in front, delivering the blowout. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, some perspective, please.
They obviously crushed it from deep. They were firing it from every angle and kept hitting the target. I mean, look at the score. Obviously, a lot of things went right for them, but that's a big one.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Washington's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Russell and Crabb are in the backcourt together. Then there's Beasley. Then there's Allen. So that's the Nets' 5. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Beasley outside. The pass to Crabb. Back to Beasley. Here's Timmerman. And the layup's good off the glass.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
I got to believe that's something they talked about during the break. Getting him some good looks in the paint right away.
Now, here is Russell. Here's Gallagher. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 32.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Now here's Wall. He's guarded by Crabb. Outside, Wall. Beasley with the steal. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Sinks that one from the post.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Wizards shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. And Wall kicks to Porter. In the corner, it's Bridges. Just 5 on the clock. Over Russell. Bridges shot. Good. Bridges has got 19 points. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Beasley left side. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Knocks it loose. Shot clock at 5. 20 feet out. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
LeVert's checked in for Beasley. Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Russell finds Allen. Here's LeVert, guarded by Embiid. Russell from long range. A three-pointer is right on target.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
Here's Bridges. Pass to Embiid. And he uses the glass on the layup. Embiid's got 10 points in the game.
They wanted a fast start coming out of the break, and they are now 3 for 3.
Allen's shot is off. The Wizards have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. John Wall, probably as pure a point guard as you're going to find in the NBA.
And go back to what his college coach told John Wall at the start of his NBA career. Your speed is lethal, and he has become a master at manipulating that speed and turning it into great shots for himself or great shots for his teammates. And what I appreciate perhaps more than anything else about John Wall, aside from his competitive streak, is his commitment to make himself a better shooter, because it's been integral to his success.
Randall's checked in for Allen. Down low. Wall with the steal. Bridges, no one around him. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Crabb kicks to Russell. Lays it up off the glass. Russell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Okay, D'Angelo, Russell mixing in a little interior work, not bashful.
Washington calls timeout.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
Now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. In the third position, the Wizards. The fourth spot held by the Nets.
You know, both of these teams really look to hammer the offensive glass on a nightly basis. So some commonalities between them. This should be a physical battle tonight.
Now here's Embiid. Randall with some nice D. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. The baseline J. Shot is good off the back rim and in. 12 points for Joel Embiid.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
Bounce pass, Russell with the tip.
Really well done on that assist. He sees the target inside and puts it right into the hands.
Wizards have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. A nice shot by Embiid. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Randall down low. Embiid's there. Hey, that shot misses. Wall with some nice D. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Washington Wizards. And that one's good by Porter.
So you have got to be in the space of Otto Porter coming off the screen, or he will make you pay.
Kicks it to Randall. Pass to Kay from outside the arc. Porter pulls it in. The Wizards have gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Brooklyn with the ball, following the miss by John Wall. Outside, Russell from deep. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's his first foul. Washington's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Bridges kicks to Temple. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
And here we can check out the story on Julius Randle. How last month turned out for him. He's around 10 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, the one thing you can't teach is size. He's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but certainly a valuable backup for this team.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And let's take a look now at Joel Embiid's numbers. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. 18th in shooting percentage, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And he's a guy who would rather pass the ball off than take a bad shot. Completely unselfish. Unbelievable. I love the way he plays.
Boy, he's carried his share of the load tonight, Kevin. But he might need to carry even more if they're going to turn this thing around.
To Roma. Defended by Bridges. Passes it to Kay. 6 on the shot clock. Hits the three-point bomb. He's got 13.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Here's Temple. No points in the game yet for him. The pass to Bridges. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Here's LeVert. He's got 5. To the paint. To Roma. Defended by Bridges. Fires the 3. And the net. Another 3.
Well, you cannot allow Karis LeVert to square up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he's going to knock down that shot with great consistency.
Now, here's Bridges. D right on him. Here's Hollins. He doesn't hit that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Randall against Embiid. Here's Teroman. And the Nets, another three.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
The three. Bridges misses. Brooklyn's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Pass to Kay. The Nets working the ball around now.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
There's no doubt. They're making all the right moves. Their chemistry tonight has been phenomenal.
Bridges with it. 26 points for him. Porter dishes to Bridges. Will it go? And that one hits back iron.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. The feed to Embiid. It's deflected. Goes back up. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Embiid's got 18 points in the game.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Here's Randall. And the rejection by Embiid. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. So both teams changing it up here.
I was just hit the fuck out of the players. I had like 47 hits. 47 shots on goals, 47 hits. He would have like... he would have like... 15 shots on goals.
So it's Brooklyn now. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Beasley's got 19 points. Washington's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. And he gets it to go. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 16-7 run. To Roma, defended by Bridges, to the inside. Bridges with the steal. Hollins passes to Jefferson. Abs check in for Brooklyn. And a switcher also for Washington. Gobert's checked in. Now here's Cram. Defense right on him. He kicks it to Beasley. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Beasley's got 4 points this quarter.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Bridges passes to Temple. And here is Jefferson. He's guarded by Cram. Shot from 16. That one wide left.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
To the middle. Gobert against Allen. Pass to Crab. Down low. Gobert with the block.
Well, this is the calling card of Rudy Gobert, a superb shot blocker. The wingspan is a thing of beauty.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Now here's Ellis. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Here's Gallagher. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Inside, Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
How about the splendid concentration from the Frenchman? Rudy Gobert, excellent at converting while getting hit.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Allen left side. Beasley outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another one falls for Brooklyn. There's 14 seconds left here in the third quarter. And here is Bridges. 26 points for him. Takes the three. Can't hit that one. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a huge 37-point lead to end the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And we'll be right back after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Taking a look at the Wizards. Gobert is out there with Jefferson. Then it's Ellis, and it's Hernandez in at the 1 spot. Also often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's Jefferson. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. They'll continue the road trip, heading out to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Washington has gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, surprised he doesn't have more shot attempts. He's been accurate. You'd think he'd want to take control now with them behind.
Here's Smith after the basket by Washington. Allen outside. It's stolen by Gobert. And a wide open look here for Ellis out to the wing. Here's Hernandez. That three off the mark.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
They get a hand on it. To the paint. Here's Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
I think you always have to be looking for the man in the middle, and he finds him with a great feed that time.
Hernandez passes to Gobert. Oh, the lob to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Just great recognition from the athletic big man. Gobert finish off the nice pass.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Here's Bacon. Smith outside. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Ellis with the ball. And yes, it's good. Ellis has got 4 this quarter. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Passes it to Bacon. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Jefferson, and Jefferson throws it down hard.
And we talk about this a lot. Turnovers leading to transition points.
Right, they're making it easy for the opposition. You can't afford to cough the ball up like that.
Now here is Smith. Here's Emerson. Here's Whiteside, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Here's Jefferson. Hernandez passes to Ellis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Floats one. Tries again. It's tipped. Now, here's Whiteside. It's stolen by Jefferson. And Allen with the block. The pass to Hernandez. Covered by Smith. Another shot, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. A lot of times late in the season, Doris, we see the expensive vets bought out of their contracts. Often they sign for a cheap price for a true contender, and that affects parity among postseason qualifiers.
No doubt about it, Kevin. It really brings into very sharp focus the value of a quality GM, because the rich can get richer, and it can tilt things toward the top teams. I don't mind it, Kevin. Part of the reason these players agree to a buyout in the first place is the opportunity to choose their next situation. It is within the rules, and therefore I have no problem with it.
I like it as well. And so it's Brooklyn with it after the basket by Washington. Here's Whiteside. Good on the 13-footer.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Wizards have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Covered by Smith. 11 feet away, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now, here is Smith. Stolen by Ellis. Here's Hernandez. And he converts the layup.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
Whiteside inside. He's covered by Hollins. Whiteside, good.
Boy, every time he goes up now, it just looks like the shot's going in. He's perfect from the field in this quarter.
As basketball becomes more global, we continue to see veterans come from abroad and Doris make an impact as role players in the league.
You know what I love, Kevin, is great basketball players could come from any place in the world. And obviously, general managers now have got to expand their field of vision. They've got to have international scouting. But the NBA would be a lot less rich a place if we did not have Dirk Nowitzki, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, the unicorn in New York City, Kristaps Porzingis. I don't care where players come from. All I want to know is, can they play basketball? And if they can, I want to watch them.
And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
And not everyone can shoot this well at his size.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Guys with size don't necessarily translate into great shooters, but boy, does he show great confidence knocking that down.
Here's Hollins following the bucket by the Nets. From 13, the rebound by the Nets. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside, Bacon, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Hernandez passes to Ellis. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Ellis has got 8 here in the quarter.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Here's Bacon. He's guarded by Ellis. Down low, got a piece of it, and stolen by Holland. Pass to Hernandez. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Brooklyn with the ball, following the bucket by the Wizards. Doors for both charting game action and improving player health. The players now are being tracked by the player tracking devices or chips in their jersey during a game.
I love it, Kevin, because what it enables teams to do is measure the impact and the toll it can take on a player. For example, we now know that player X ran 5 miles on this particular night in this game action environment. And what that affords you is, okay, if you have a back-to-back situation, then you're going to be more careful with that player's minutes the next night. Or if it's an off day, Kevin, you can just say to that player, listen, unless we're doing a walkthrough, you're not involved. I want you off your feet and recovering. Anything that helps the competitive environment that these players are playing in, I'm all for it, Kev.
That was an excellent example. I like that.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Smith surveying the D. Pass to Bacon. Here's Kay. Cans it from downtown.
And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Washington's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. And Brooklyn making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Washington. The Nets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. From 12 feet out, and the jumper is on the mark. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Hernandez passes to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Washington. Ellis against Beasley. Fires top of the key. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Whiteside's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Bacon. It's stolen by Gobert. Whiteside, good.
And I want to see more of that from him. I mean, he's been passing up on his shot more than usual, even though he's hitting the ones that he takes.
Kicks to Ellis. Over Beasley. Here's Hollins. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Brooklyn.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so now on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
Washington with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn. 6 to shoot. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Ellis can't get it to go.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
Here's Bacon. Again, the Nets for 2.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
You know, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
To the middle. And Hollins with the stuff.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later.
Negroes, I am going on